There's a lot of literature about Dunning-Kruger's effect, but little has been read. This is why I've created this video where I explain what it is and how it's affecting our society. This effect is a cognitive bias in which people with a low ability at a task or topic overestimate their ability, sheltered under an illusory feeling of superiority, not being able to recognize their obvious lack of ability, neither the real wisdom of others. To make it more understandable, I'm gonna draw a graph with two axes. In one of them, the individual confidence is measured when speaking about topic or discipline. For example, the COVID-SARS-2 virus. The axis range covers from absolutely no confidence to the opposite, let's call it excessive confidence. Wisdom is measured on the other axis, understood as the sum of the individual's knowledge and experience on the same topic. In this case, the values range from incompetence, that is, no knowledge or experience, until the moment he can be considered as an expert. When the individual begins the wisdom's path, his first task is the ascent of Mount Stupid, which is perfectly described by the sentence, "I know absolutely everything." This is a very fast phase that peaks into that illusory effect of excessive confidence sustained by minimal wisdom. If the individual decides to continue and bet on learning's effort, he will quickly reach on the next step, the fall down through the slope of the harsh reality. That's easily described by the sentence, "Wait, there's more than meets the eye." If, despite the vertigo and fear, he continues forward, this phase will lead to an even harder one, the descent into the valley of despair. Here, the individual will repeat over and over the sentence, "I'll never understand this," while trying to pull each and every hair out of his head. If he doesn't throw in the towel and persevere in his endeavor, the individual will reach the next phase, the climb up through the slope of enlightenment. During this long stage, he will begin to feel quite competent about the topic, realizing that it certainly makes some sense. Finally, after an arduous path of suffering, the individual will reach the plateau of reason, where he will be able to say to himself, "Now I understand almost everything." Everything is correct so far. Now, to fully understand the devastating implication of these effects on modern society, let's review the path and its stops again. On one hand, we clearly identify the Mount Stupid, the habitual residence of Dunning-Kruger's effects affected. The views from the illusory top of the wall show a long path, plenty of the necessary effort and suffer to get additional learning about any topic. So, most of individuals choose the easy way, to put down roots and become a Mount Stupid full citizen or fully stupids. How we can detect those stupids? It's relatively easy. Their excessive narcissism leads them to value their abilities well above the average. But, on the other hand, they don't recognize the ability of others. Moreover, they belittle and question any extra effort that goes beyond their comfortable residence in Mount Stupid. They don't need to provide any evidence. Their own self-confidence gives them the necessary aura of truthfulness. They question any statement that might contradict them, and if he cannot overcome the stumbling block, he simply lashes out at the one who made the statement. They often turn to basic communication techniques, disqualification in writing and yelling in oral. And, over time, they end up drifting into the grotesque like protect under the status as somewhat famous people, regular talk show guest, blowhard or populist politician. At the other extreme, we identify the tableau of reason. This is a sparsely populated place inhabited by strange intelligent beings, the experts. How can we detect them? More difficult, but still possible. Modest in character, they are people who tend to doubt about their own knowledge level, even despite the great effort made along the wisdom path. This causes them to refuse gratuitous confrontation, banal discussion, and any kind of response to these grotesque lies. Because, as Mark Twain said, never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. But unfortunately, for modern society, there is a third place we should take into account, the kingdom of the most absolutely innocents. This crowded space is inhabited by easily influenced people who avoid, no matter what, the effort involved in acquiring the slightest level of wisdom on any subject. They are the herd that buys all the opinion and confidence they need on that subject from stupid and charlatans affected by the Dunning-Kruger effect, without contrasting products' veracity. So, now try to put together all the concepts seen so far in a simple equation. On one hand, we've got the herd that placidly graces its information ration in the realm of most absolutely innocents. On the other hand, a couple of stupid with naive flats on Mount Stupid sneaking fakes and lies into the flock's pasture. From a reasonable distance, the imperturbable experts who turn their faces while checking in amazement as the herd is infected with more and more lies. Well, now think of a billion who controls the stupid gang, or even better, replace them with chatbots. What could happen then? What can find inside the flock? Some influencing people denying COVID's SARS-2 pandemic? Other people paying attention to them and ignoring the recommendations to eradicate it simply because they read it on Instagram? People defending that the Earth is flat? People denying climate change evidence? Countries practicing large-scale censorship? Impunity behind the most flagrant corruption? People considering right sexist or xenophobic attitudes? Countries prosecuting or criminalizing homosexuality? Egoistical idiots affected by Dunning-Kruger effect becoming dictators in developing countries? Or even worse, becoming presidents of a developed country? Information society lives in a fragile equilibrium in which, like a virus, the Dunning-Kruger effect spreads without control. The wisdom that allows us to acquire a critical spirit and an authorized voice in some topic entails an effort fewer and fewer people are willing to make today. That means we're paving the way to stupid and villain success. We're doing it every day because in the herd there are almost no filters, no checks, no knowledge. And for that reason, anyone who elusively acquires the necessary level of confidence to settle on Mount Stupid today is capable of becoming whatever he wants, even a politician.